There is a story that still shocks me to this day, and I cannot resist sharing the story with all of you. Welcome to part 3 of my 4-part series regarding being careful no matter how nice the other person seems. This story is absolutely true. It happened to a relative of mine. I cannot use my relative's name without permission, and I cannot ask him permission because he's no longer alive. I miss this person very much, so I will try not to cry when I talk about this relative of mine. He worked in a legal office in another country. This office handled various administrative duties such as child support and bankruptcies and wills and estates. And among the duties that this office did was the necessary administration for people who have finished their jail term. So this has got nothing to do with agree or disagree with a jail term. It's just when they come out of jail, whatever admin needs to be done, whatever papers need to be filled in, etc. And what happened once, a man had been charged with fraud. He had committed serious fraud, had been released from jail after his a lengthy time in jail because of his fraud, and he came to this office for whatever administration needed to be done. It may be they had to hand him some papers, he had to sign this document related to his release from jail. And this man, this fraudster, he was crying. He was so upset. He was crying and crying and crying. He says, I know that what I did was wrong. He says, I know that I hurt so many people with all this fraud. He says, I cannot imagine all the anguish I've done to other people. And he was so upset about it. And he was crying, goes, I wish I could turn back the clocks. I know I've done this, and look at the harm. I wish I could undo the clocks and have not done it. And unfortunately, I cannot turn the clocks back. But what I can do, at least, is do the right thing now. It's better than I carry on doing that. And so he says, I've put my life together. Unfortunately, I cannot undo the past. The only way I can do for those people who are harmed in the past is do the right thing and contribute to society instead of doing criminal work and do things which are helpful. He says, I've turned my life around. And he was also crying to the people in the office. He was so thankful that you people in this government office, legal office, have done all this paperwork because of me. I'm the one who did all that's crime, and you people are doing all this work because of me. He appreciated so much, and he was crying that he's even sorry that this office had to do all this work for him. Anyway, and he was so upset. At least now I'm a different person. And the man who worked in this legal office, afterwards thought, something, I'm not making light of his crime. He did horrible things, but I do have some place for him in my heart. He says, like, in my mind, look, he thought to himself, I know what he did was wrong. In fact, very wrong. He says, but he's had his punishment. He spent many years in jails. He's sincerely sorry. Now he can choose to continue the same path of crime or turn his life around. And he's doing the right thing. He cannot undo the past. He's doing the right thing now. And as I said, I'm not making light of the wrongs that he's done, but he's sincerely sorry and doing the right thing now. So I do have some place for him in his heart. He is a human with feelings who's now turning his life around, because you could see how sorry he was. That man was in tears. Anyway, a few years later, this man saw somewhere on the news, on a newspaper, that same man who was in the office crying how sorry he was, and crying, knowing how he caused harm to others, and knowing how he hurt others, and saying, I cannot undo the past, but I can turn my life around. That same man has been charged with fraud again. He's been caught and back in jail for committing fraud. This is one of the few times I'm actually speechless. Wow. Actually, I think he should have been nominated for an Oscar. Talk about good acting. That is why this man can commit fraud. He has that personality to put on that act. Now, if that person can fool trained government officers in their face with his tears, that imagine what he can do to other people, both in person and online. That's why we must first verify and trust slowly. Thank you.